Hi, my name is Kayla Knowles. I'm the Director of Production and Design. I'm going to talk a little bit about your students' classes and myself, just so you guys can get to know me and get to sort of know what to expect from your students throughout this year. Once again, my name is Miss Knowles. This is my fourth year at Costa, so most of your students have met me or have had me for classes in the past. Production and film and intro to art history are 8th grade only classes. This is my 5th year teaching here at SPA and my 5th year being the director of the department. I spend most of my time at the school working for the school, either through teaching classes or doing the technical directing after school. So a lot of your kids know me from doing after school crew. When I'm not at the school, I'm usually watching films, playing board games or video games, and reading. So I tend to make a lot of references in my classes for my students to pretend like they don't know. I have been sort of doing this since I've been in middle school myself. I started doing production and design when I was in 8th grade, and so it's something very close to my heart. Production and film is a different class than intro to art history, so your student is taking 2 arts classes this year. Production and film focuses on the stagecraft and film side of production and design. Production and design is mainly split up into stagecraft, visual arts, and film arts, and so they're getting 2 of those within production and film, and then they're getting visual arts and art history. So they're actually getting all 3 portions of what production design has to offer in this year. Intro to Art History is a brand new class. It is based off of art history that I've taught to 9th grade in the past. We are phasing out the 9th grade class at the end of this year, and they're actually split into 2 years versus taking art history in just 1 year. They take it in 8th and 9th grade, and it's extended. So the projects are longer. We go more in depth. It's less about breadth and more about depth. Your student accesses their classes in a couple different ways. So we do have a Zoom meeting. Your students' classes are always at 12:45 to 1:35. That's always when they have me, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. They have production and film on Monday and Thursday, and they have intro to art history on Tuesday and Friday. We always have everything posted up in the Google Classroom. This is sort of what your student sees when they're accessing it. The only difference is it's got all my classes. There'll usually be deadlines and due dates under here, but because of testing this week, this is sort of a catch-up week right now. So when your student clicks into their class, they get this nice little stream view that is great because things come up chronologically, but not so great if they're looking for specific assignments. So I always suggest that students go in through the classwork tab. I've got stuff broken up into units and different information that they're able to access. Students aren't able to access this material in the same, parents aren't able to access this material in the same way, but you guys should be receiving weekly emails that sort of summarize what I've posted and what is due that week. This is all sort of what your student is seeing. Usually each week is broken up into warm-ups that we do in class. There's 1 per class. Those can be accessed up here through the Norms and Procedures tab under Classroom Procedures. They've got a warm-up slide deck and a Google form. They can also access class that week through the discussion boards and the assignments. So we usually have an assignment per week and a discussion board per week. A discussion board cannot be made up. Assignments and the projects can. So I have a grading policy that things that can be made up within a 2-week period of the due date. So if an item is due on the 6th, then that means that they have the 2 weeks after. So this one, as an example, would be till the 20th to be able to turn that assignment in with no penalty to their grade. Our Zoom classes, like I said, happen over they have the links, they have a Google invite for them, and then all their information is posted here on the Google Classroom. The third thing that I can't show you, I can only show you how to get to it, is PowerSchool. PowerSchool can be accessed by going to the Coco Spa website, going to Quick Links, and clicking on PowerSchool. That is where your student's grade is. So when your student turns something in through the Google Classroom, I then grade it, usually within a week or 2, and those grades are loaded up onto PowerSchool. I cannot show you the PowerSchool because it is completely different from my point of view, and I'm not able to show you a grade without showing you all of the students' grades. So being being sort of in the habit of checking PowerSchool once a week. I usually do my grading on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So checking it towards the later end of the week, you can see what your student is missing, what your student needs to turn in, or what your student received a low score on. If your student received a low score and they want to fix that grade, as long as they submitted it by the deadline, whether that is that 2-week buffer or the day that it is due, they must do so by the end of the semester, which is December. They can resubmit it as many times as they'd like. So if they miss questions on a worksheet, or if they just wanted to perform better on an assignment, all students receive notes back on the assignments that they submit, and projects are graded on a rubric basis. So they'll know what to improve on and be able to resubmit for more credit. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about how to contact me. So students can contact me best over email. That's why I do not allow students to turn things in over email, because it crowds up my email box and then I miss messages and miss parents and it becomes a mess. But the easiest way to contact me is if you have a question over email. If it's something that a student needs a really quick answer to, I also have Google Hangouts, which I answer pretty quickly. And then the final way is I have office hours every Thursday. I will be sending out a link to your email shortly. These are for parents and for students. So if you want a parent meeting just to talk about your student's grade, or if you want a student to get extra help, they're one-on-one meetings. They're scheduled for 10 minutes at a time, but you guys are welcome to book up multiple blocks for a maximum of 3 blocks at a time. They're every Thursday. I do have a couple other spots in my schedule where I can try to meet with students, but that is the one time where your student does not have class and I do not have class either. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Feel free to